Episode 56. We are reaching the climax of our plot to rescue our friends from the grasp of the Guardians, and here Komori is enjoying a cup of tea at a cafe. Or at least she would be, if the waiter wouldn't be refusing her service due to being adventurer riffraff. The weather just turned. My scenery is ruined. This cafe is worthless to me now. No food, no scenery. Those are the only two reasons you go to a cafe. Good work getting them Imperial duds. You'll be pleased to hear I ain't been idle myself. It took me long enough, but I finally hatched a plan to get us a suit of Magitech armor. I guess this isn't the mission to do the actual rescuing, but we're probably pretty close once we get that. Now, from what I've seen, Castrom's Sentry deploys a Reaper for most of its patrols. Trouble is, the patrols themselves are irregular, meaning random routes and random deployments. And hardly any of them come anywhere near Revenant's toll. So, hoping to coax the Imperials out of their shells, I took the liberty of feeding them a bit of the old false intelligence. Told them insurgents had designs on their stronghold. Ain't far from the truth, now I come to think of it. Any road, we should start seeing more patrols than we have up till now. What you need to do is approach one of these patrols dressed up in your shiny tin suit, and alert them to the enemy's presence. Having done that, you'll want to lure them as near to Revenant's toll as you can. Like as not though, they'll be wary of venturing far from their own walls. If they do need a bit of extra encouragement, use this smoke signal here. Filched fresh from an Imperial scout. They'll come running when they see that. And when the cavalry arrives, you hit them hard and make off with their Reaper. Simple as that. If I am mistaken, there's a patrol sweeping the perimeter right now. So run along, eh? Oh, and don't forget to salute. And of course, we are going to have to do that in our armor, aren't we? The disguise that we got. I assume it doesn't show up in the quest instructions, but I can't imagine we show up with a salute not in the disguise and expect it to work, right? Maybe we try it without the outfit first, just to see what happens. I doubt it's going to spawn in enemies if we do it wrong or something. I guess there's no direct dirt path or whatever leading directly into the castrum, just up onto the area here. I guess that makes sense, it's not exactly a main thoroughfare, the castrum. Not for traders or anything like that. We're in the middle of a stealth mission, please. One of our covert operatives, I take it? In or out of uniform, you would do well to remember your courtesies. That's interesting. This guy just assumes we're one of the covert operatives. Well, we did waltz straight up to him without even brandishing a weapon or anything like that. No sign of fear. I guess they have a lot of covert operatives that this is a normal thing for them. Need sleep. I'm right there with you. I should be wrapping up this session. What do you want? You have no business being here. Be gone or I will take you for an insurgent. Trespassers will be dealt with severely. You have been warned. One of our informers, I take it. Do you have any idea what will happen if you are seen with us? The insurgents will have your head. Now I thought the Guardians, even having played through all the way to the most recent expansion, would be kind of on a kill-on-sight mode for any Eorzeans that they see. But I guess they consider this territory conquered land and they only have armed disputes with actual people that are rising up against them, rather than pillaging or razing to the ground any homes of the actual people that live here that aren't armed combatants. I don't exactly know how the Guardian occupation works, both in the current time and in later times, in later expansions. It's kind of hard because they're just kind of sitting right there, while Eorzean locations are just kind of amicably right next to them. Well, quote-unquote amicably. You can chalk up a lot to it as just the weirdness of an MMO, I guess, and the scale and all that. Well, doesn't matter. For now, we're Guardians, and we're friends. One of our covert operatives, are you? Carry on, soldier. Insurgents gathering to the east, you say? Judging by your description, they are well beyond the perimeter. But I will not have it said that I was remiss. You, return to the scene and keep an eye on those insurgents. Should aught go awry, use your smoke signal to call on us. I'd say the writing here is kind of a little bit loose. I won't go as far to say bad, though someone less generous than me might say that. Simply because we're walking up to a guy and quite easily having him assume that we're part of the Guardians, even without a disguise. During the subsequent mission that's going to follow the Shirley, we're going to don the disguise, but it feels like if we wanted this whole disguise thing to work, like to make it believable for the player, this part of the mission maybe could have been done a little bit differently. Feels like we're, I don't know, interacting with the Guardians too casually to make it feel like the infiltration is something that we're going to be careful about. On the other hand, it makes them feel incompetent in a way. Just a minor thing, I guess. You can overlook this one quest, I suppose. I hope you don't mind my joining. Seeing as we're seizing advanced weaponry, I thought it best to be on hand. Ah, there she is. This is the place? But where is the enemy? Sir, over there. Send in the Reaper. Let us make an example of these insurgents. Oh dear. That's big AoE. Looks like we have more incoming. It looks like the Magitech armor was about to go into overdrive, but we killed it too quick. Are we overleveled or something? We should at least be level synced. Well, whatever. At last, our very own suit of Magitech armor. Not wishing to look a gift chocobo in the beak. It does seem rather worse for wear, doesn't it? Big Switch, what's your honest assessment? Never had a good voice for Sid. Never had a good voice for any character, really, but don't feel at least consistent with Sid. Whatever. Well, there's the fact that she's smoking, of course. But looking past that, I'd say she was structurally sound. I don't like the way these legs are buckled. I hate to say this, but the servo mechanisms may be damaged. Eh? But aren't those things protected by elm-thick armor plate? They are, yes. It's odd. The casing doesn't seem to have taken a blow. I suspect we're dealing with a faulty part. Well, whatever it is we're dealing with, we're not resting till it's fixed. Not one wink of sleep. You got that, Wedge? Oh, chocobo, cart chocobo. I heard that. A hall has been set aside for our use in Revenant's Toll. That's where we'll carry out the repairs. Look for us there, Komori. Such lavish animation. I know what my thumbnail's gonna be. Although if we do get to the rescue mission, maybe not. The Garuda episode 2. Lots of good stuff to use for thumbnails, but can only choose one, kind of. I even did the Sumner quest there, so could have used some stuff for thumbnails there, but I crammed it all into one episode, foolishly. Not that it matters. Why are you alone? In the wake of the calamity, the 14th Imperial Legion occupied what remains of Castrum Novum, eventually rebuilding and renaming it Castrum Sentry. The stronghold contains immense manufacturing and storage facilities, and it is the primary supplier of material for Imperial forces stationed throughout Eorzea. Consequently, it is heavily defended. Infiltrating will not be easy. Nevertheless, it's necessary. Thanks for the history lesson. I suppose Castrum Novum might have been the name that it was called back in 1.0. Just a guess. Otherwise, I can't imagine why they have that detail of renaming it. Why rename it in the first place? If that was the case, though. Why not just call it Castrum Novum in 2.0? Perhaps it had a redesign, like a physical makeover, and thus needed a name change as well. The Magitech armor. Sid and the others took it inside. Go on in and join them. Oh, this is a nice place. If we had access to it more often, we could use it for breaks. Although it doesn't seem like this chair is sittable. What do you think, Komori? She's a beauty, isn't she? Even in Ironworks, ever seen an Ironworks engineer at work? Well, you're in for a treat then. Stand back and enjoy the show. We've now had time to take a closer look at the Reaper. Our preliminary diagnosis was correct. She's structurally sound, but her servo mechanism is faulty. You needn't worry though. Biggs and Wedge will see her restored to her former glory in no time at all. Give those two something to mend, and they will think of naught else till the job's done. 'Tis a marvelous thing to behold, provided you remind them to visit the privy. The repairs are proceeding apace. It shouldn't be long now before Biggs and Wedge complete their work. There is, however, one small problem. As you may recall, the machina's servo mechanism was discovered to be faulty, which is subsequently ascertained that the Magitech core, which drives it, is worn beyond use. Such cores are rather fragile devices, which must be replaced at regular intervals. Thanks to the negligence of our Imperial colleagues, however, the one used in the Reaper was long overdue. Alas, we do not have access to a ready replacement here in Mordona, but all is not lost. Wedge thinks he may have identified an alternative solution. Go and see him, would you? He'll explain the details to you. As I believe the Chief has already informed you, the Magitech core is worn beyond use. We need to find a replacement. I thought about having you appropriate more Reapers, but even if the Dunderhead maintenance engineers of Castrum Sentry had remembered to replace their cores, we would risk arousing Imperial suspicion. But do not despair, for I believe there is a solution. To substitute the Magitech core with a Mammoth heart. In case you don't know, a Mammoth heart can be used to grant sentience to an automaton. Huh. I didn't know that. Mammoths are sentient? I mean, they certainly seem sentient. Mammoths are basically robots, but because of that, I always assumed that they were just, I don't know, highly advanced speech processing things that were able to talk to people like people, but weren't sentient. But apparently mammoth hearts make robots sentient. Okay. That makes the treatment of mammoths a little bit later on kind of weird to me, but that's fine. Anyway. By my reckoning, such a device should be more than capable of regulating the armor servo mechanism. We'll just need to make some minor modifications to the housing unit. I've already placed an order for a first-rate mammoth heart with the Goldsmiths Guild. All that remains is for someone to go to Ul'dah and collect it. Oh, and to pay for it. Did I mention how much they cost? No? Well, they typically cost something in the order of... I hope you don't mind footing the bill. It's for a good cause. All the way to Ul'dah, huh? Well, I'm glad they're keeping in with the lore that the goldsmiths are located in Ul'dah, rather than just having a mammoth heart appear out of nowhere. Kind of a weird side trip. I believe later expansions do a better job of keeping you within a certain area and having everything you need to do, quest-wise, localized in that area. At least until you get into the post-patch quests, or the patch quests. Those have you teleporting all over the place. Hello there, come to collect a mammoth heart, you say? Then you must be here on behalf of Garland Ironworks. I've taken the liberty of picking the finest example we have. A heart fit for a prince among mammoths. Payment? Oh, that won't be necessary. The heart is for Master Alphinode's personal use after all. He notified us a short while ago that his servant would be coming to collect it. Servant, echoes in Komori's mind. She'll remember that. Tender in years though he may be, Master Alphinode has been a benefactor of ours since my predecessor's time. The Goldsmiths Guild wouldn't dream of charging him. But here is the mammoth heart. May it serve you well. Oh, and please do pass on my compliments to your master. Echoes in Komori's mind. She'll remember that too. Alright, Alfino is cursed now. Now we're even. Do you have the mammoth heart? I can't wait to see if it works. Hurrah! Thank you so much. But this is magnificent. It must have cost an emperor's ransom. Free of charge, courtesy of Alfino. Coming from an influential family certainly has its advantages. Without further ado, let's give it a try. I've already modified the housing unit, so it should slot right in. There, she's ready. Magitech armor, engage. Or not. She just needs a loving tap, I'll wager. Yes, she's alive. Let's take her outside and put her through the paces. Komori, would you care to do the honors? Machines, huh? Is Komori good with machines? Well, I guess it depends on the machine. If it's a weapon, then maybe she's good with it. Coming up with the lore as we play the game. That's how you do it. This is the Ironworks' first major project since my return. I mean to see that it's a success. I've overseen 100 such tests, but they still play hells with my nerves. And that's without the chief watching. Hop into the pilot's seat. We'll begin as soon as you're ready. First, I'd like you to try climbing that tangle of crystals over yonder. As far up as you can go, if you please. Oh, and if for some reason you need to dismount, simply come back here and we'll start again. We're tall. So tall. So much taller than even the chocobo. You know, because I normally have the camera this zoomed in, it really does feel like we're huge. But normally the mounts don't really give you a sense of size, because they all contain, they're all contained within the same hitbox. Which is to say there isn't really one. No anomalous movements evident from either leg. Good. Next, jump back down and then sprint north, quick as you can. Is there a sprint on this? I don't think so. No weapons, so I guess they haven't installed those features yet. Oh, north. North does not mean forward, Komori. I'm blaming that one on her. Leg joints absorbing all impact without incident. Excellent. Please make your way back, Komori. The torso remained stable during your vigorous motion. Excellent. And that concludes our test. Thank you for your cooperation. Here is a summary of my findings. The drivetrain is in sound condition. With some fine-tuning, we can expect a noticeable improvement in performance. As for the servo mechanism, I'm afraid it's not nearly as responsive as it should be, and I'm at a loss to explain why. The mammoth heart is in pristine condition, and should be installed correctly. Perhaps its inner workings are simply too different to operate harmoniously with the armor's other mechanisms. Whereas Magitech cores serve only to conduct impulses, mammoth hearts enable automata to process the information collected by their sensors as feelings. Maybe she just doesn't feel like part of the team. In which case, we should all do our best to make her feel welcome. I don't think Komori is too fond of your treatment of machines. She probably thinks they're nothing but servants to their masters. But she'll humor you, just to prove you wrong. See, nothing happened. Something happened. Daft as it felt, I gave it my best. I've welcomed myself to a bloody standstill. What were you expecting it to do, anyway? Bob us a curtsy? No doubt you're wondering why the servo mechanism is so important as to warrant this silliness. Without it, the pilot would be required to control the armor's every movement manually. This would be an onerous task at the best of times, and wholly impractical during battle. Using a mammoth heart in place of the worn Magitech core seemed a promising solution. Alas, the device does not appear to be compatible with Garlean technology. Wedge, are there no other ways we might demonstrate our appreciation to our friend here? I'm at my wit's end, Chief. She just doesn't seem convinced. We could try a little dance, perhaps, or cheer our heads off? Imperials, they've come for the armor. Damn it, they have us cornered. There's the Reaper. Taken by the traitor Garland. And is that the Icon Slayer? Oh, bollocks. Call for reinforcements. The hells you will. We've located the stolen Reaper. Requesting immediate assistance. Respond. Respond. It's no use, sir. There's some sort of interference. Curse you, Garland. No matter. If we can't reclaim it, destroy it. Bloody hells. Gomoy, protect the armor at all costs. Can Sid fight? I guess he's like a sword guy? This is one of those protect type quests. Oh, you next. one by one. Feels like I'm going through these faster than I'm used to. The level sync should take care of most of the discrepancy, but I guess not all of it. Chief, look, she's moved. Ah, now she deigns to grace us with her presence. It took us a good while, but we're finally ready. It's time to infiltrate Castrum Sentry and rescue our comrades. There, the finishing touch. What is that symbol? You can get a good look at it. A gear and fire? What do you think, Komori? She's a beauty, isn't she? Yeah, I guess it's fire and the gear. The top part of a gear. Never seen Ironworks... Oh, I already read this. Guess we'll read it again. Ever seen Ironworks engineer at work? Well, you're in for a treat then. Stand back and enjoy the show. We have indeed seen you work before. The last time you said that line. Always a gamble whether it's the same voice line or not. The servo mechanism is now fully functional, and all it took was a simple fight to the death. Remind me not to install a mammoth heart aboard the Enterprise, would you? Much as I love her, I would rather not be required to profess it before boarding. But enough of that. Let us see to our final preparations. Thanks to Biggs and Wedge, the Reaper is as good as new. We're as prepared as we're like to get. How go your preparations, Komori? We leave as soon as you're ready. Glamunt, you came. Aye. Thought I'd give you all a roaring send-off. This is the least I can do for the fine men and women what are about to make my lifelong wish come true. Well, we'll do our best. It occurs to me. For all the help you've afforded us, we know little and less about you. What did the Empire do to earn your ire? But I fear I've put curiosity before consideration. I quite understand if you'd rather not relive those memories. No, I don't mind, really. Truth be told, a part of me was itching to tell you my tale. Mind you, it's hardly novel. I ain't the first to suffer at Imperial hands. Like most folk, I used to have a mother. She was a sweet, caring woman with a smile never far from her face. There was a sister, too. Pretty little thing she was, gentle as a lamb but tough as nails. We were poor folk, living simple lives, but we knew happiness just the same. And the Imperials came and took that all away. When all Amigo fell, they put my family in a camp. Being a lad, I was made to do hard labor, while my mother and sister were forced to do far worse. They hid their suffering from me as best they could, but I knew, and the thought of it drove me mad. We had to escape. So I hatched a plan to get us out of the city. Picking our way around a gorge not far outside the walls when they caught up with us. And rather than allow themselves to be taken again, my mother and sister leaped over the edge before my very eyes. Heartbroken as I was, I didn't put up a fight when the Imperials clapped me in chains and dragged me back. There was some years after that I escaped again, and that time I got away. I swore then that I'd get revenge on the Empire, and became an adventurer so as to hone my skills and earn the coin I needed. But nigh on 2 decades have since gone by, and what have I achieved? Bugger all, that's what. Not like you lot. You ain't been here 10 bloody minutes. And you've done more than I've managed in 10 bloody years. You give us too much credit, Thamut. We seek only to rescue our friends. Well, much more important than that. On any road, after you've got your friends back, you're planning on going after the Empire, and don't you pretend you ain't. I've helped a few folk take on Imperials over the years, and every time I have, it's helped stave off my appetite for revenge. But something tells me I won't be going hungry for a while, or with everything you've got planned. And you are sure that will satisfy you? If you wish to strike back at the Empire with your own hand, you need only say the word. We would be glad to have you with us. Tempting though your offer is, I'm afraid I must decline. I swore I'd get revenge on the Empire, 'tis true. But I've long since realized that the front lines are no place for a man like me. Aye, there's some that would call me a craven, but I prefer to think of myself as a realist. My talents lie in scheming, you see, not swordplay. Helping folk like you is how I can make the most difference. But that's quite enough storytelling for one day. Best not keep your friends waiting any longer. I'll be praying for your safety and success. May Rhalgr give you strength. That guy's got quite a story. I'll have to talk to him on my main character, assuming he's in the same place. Wherever the Empire goes, misery invariably follows in its wake. For the sake of all who call Eorzea home, we must put an end to Gaius's ambitions. But first, we have friends to rescue. Biggs, Wedge, and I will lie in wait east of Castrum Sentry, just outside the Stronghold's patrol perimeter. Join us when you're ready. Oh, and don't forget to wear your disguise, or this will be the shortest rescue mission in history. I assume Gamut just hangs out there the rest of the game, even to the most recent expansion. If I talk to him on my main character, he might have something to say about the events that take place. I'll try to remember. Looks like we can keep the boots and the gloves and all that. They turn on the spotlights at night. The perfect night for a raid. Let's get a look at you, Komori. Not bad. Of course, when I was playing on Viera, when my main character used to be a Viera, the helmet didn't go on, so the disguise didn't really make much sense to me. With the helmet on, the disguise feels right. You're hiding your face and you're unassuming with the smock on, or whatever this is. It's not really armor. Still, a Lalafell kind of stands out, so I guess we're banking on the fact that we're disguising ourselves as one of those subjugated peoples that aren't Garlean born, but are part of their occupying force. Forgive me for saying so, but you look rather fine in Imperial black and crimson. Definitely your colors. Ah, but now's not the time for jests. She does look good. Let's review the infiltration plan. Castrum Sentry lies just beyond. A short while ago, an Imperial patrol left to do its rounds. Alfinode and I will create a diversion out here and keep them occupied for as long as we are able. Meanwhile, the three of you will enter the stronghold, posing as the patrol returning from duty. Should Alfinode and I prove less distracting than hoped, I will contact you via link pearl. Be ready to beat a hasty retreat. There's that animation again. Wedge will lead the way in the Reaper. Stay close to him. And I hardly need to tell you this, but don't do anything suspicious. Oh, unless you wonder, Ida and Ishtola left shortly before you arrived. We had planned that they should linger in the vicinity to cover our retreat in the event that Alfinode and I are attracted too much attention. But the approach of an Imperial vehicle forced us to improvise. Don't be too disappointed. They did at least leave a message for you. Something along the lines of, don't do anything too reckless, if memory serves. Wise words. Alright. The Imperial Patrol should be returning any moment now. You'd best be off. Good luck, Komori. May the 12 keep you.
You have spirit. That I will allow. Yet you struggle to the benefit of none, least of all, yourself. This echo of yours intrigues us. We desire only to understand it, and for that we need your help. You wish to be rid of the icons, do you not? You would have saved yourself a great deal of torment had you accepted our aid from the beginning. Tell me everything, and I shall end it quickly. Refuse, and though you beg for death, you shall not have it. Which will it be? As you wish, my dear Minfilia. Unpleasant though it will be for all concerned, you leave us no choice but to employ more rigorous methods of study. Be so kind as to deliver the prisoners to Castrum Meridianum.
Yes, milady.
My apologies, I didn't notice you there. Some ghost was eyeing my task. You'd been ghost too had the tribunus commanded you to arrange for the prisoners to be transported. What prisoners do I speak of? You mean you haven't heard? Only the infamous scions of the Seventh Dawn, captured by the tribunus herself. If you don't believe me, have a look in the storage tower when you next pass that way. As if I didn't already have my hands full moving goods around. Now I have to move people. I really need to ask for a transfer. How do I look, Komoy? Do I cut an imposing figure as a Garlean soldier? I wonder what happens if we happen to take our clothes off. Well, I'm not gonna break RP. Castrum Sentry has been placed under high alert. Those found where they do not belong will be summarily punished. That's a fine salute. Part of the maintenance crew from the Occidents, are you? Welcome to Castrum Sentry, Engineer. What, prisoners? Ah, you've heard the rumors then. Yes, they're being held in the storage tower, but I strongly suggest you pay them no mind. You were summoned here to do work, not to gawp at Eorzea's defeated heroes. Now show a bit of enthusiasm, or I'll have you reported. What do you think you're doing? Get back to your station or I'll report you to the Centurion. Curse. 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 Security's tight, just as we expected. We're going to need a special key if we want to get past this bulkhead. Greetings, comrade. Forgive me for asking, but you haven't visited the storage tower recently, have you? I only ask because I dropped something in there and... Oh, who am I fooling? I found for one of the prisoners, all right. I dare say you know the one I mean. Eh? The svelte blonde? Goodness, no. It's the Lala Felon lass I'm smitten with. She's so adorable it hurts. I want to sweep her up into my arms and squeeze her till my arms ache. What do you reckon it would take to convince the Centurion to lend me the key so I can see her? You're part of the Tatar faction, huh? Well, you'll have to get in line. I think, Wedge was probably in first. Why are you not at your post? If you have business, salute to me before opening your mouth. I may have forgotten. What's this? You need access to the storage tower? What business have you there? At the tribunus's behest, you say? This is highly irregular, but it would not do to make my lady Ross. Take my identification key. See that it is returned when your errand is concluded. He will never get his key back. I bet his house keys were on the same key ring, and his car keys too, and he'll lose that forever. Security's tight, just as expected. I already read that, and I'll read it again. We're going to need a special key if we want to get past this bulkhead. actually. Not really time for it, but how does this look without the cuffs? I see. It adds a little bit more red to the outfit. Well, I think it looks fine with the cuffs. The gloves. Just a kind of slightly different look. They match the boots, so... overall, I think it's fine. Here I am worrying about fashion when I'm in disguise. No need for it. The prisoners, they're being held in the storage tower, as you should know, soldier. I think we're in an instanced area. Kind of like the beginning of the game, where you're still in Ul'dah, but you're in an instanced version of Ul'dah. I don't think we'd find any players flying around here, because that would really ruin the immersion, wouldn't it? Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe any player can come around here and ruin it instantly. Who knows? Though when this game first came out, I doubt that was the case. There would have been players running all over this place, so... yeah, this is probably instanced. And we'll get into a different instance right now. No. Envilia, and the rest. Thank goodness they're safe. I am the one you want. Leave the others be. If you harm my friends, I swear I shall take my own life, and you shall have to answer to your mistress. Tataru, you must do something. You can't risk letting the entire castrum know we're here. You're right. We may not get a better chance. This is the 3rd squadron. What is it? A Reaper? Seized when? And this came to light only now? The culprits will have left a trail. Take as many men as you need and scour the area. I want that Reaper found. Now's our chance. What the? Strike my last. Eliminate the intruders. That salute was cute. A little screw you. Oh, I see. Oops. I should have read the dialogue. I will, however, need a moment to myself where I don't get interrupted. Mission failed? Or... I guess I killed them all without rescuing my friends. The design there was obviously that you had to get the chains off of them so that they helped in battle. I think I missed the window where you were able to do that, where aggro was on someone else or something. Ended up just fighting them all, but I guess that's also a Komori move to do. Ah, right. Komoi, I was so scared. It was foolish of you to come here. You might have been killed. But, thank you. I shudder to think what might have happened had you not arrived when you did. I say, did you not see Thancred anywhere? I'm beginning to fear for the fellow. To linger here shall yield us no answer. Let us away ere the window to our liberty closes shut. What did you say? Escaped? Then recapture them. Fail, and I shall have your head. And what have we here? The Tribunus herself, just as you said. You have the eye of an Ahriman, Ida. Well, she's kind of hard to miss in that snowy armor of hers. Accursed scions. How did you slip our defenses? With unexpected ease, if truth be told. There chanced to be a commotion outside the castrum's walls, which allowed us to avail ourselves of the comforts of your vehicle. Ishtola is just being polite. That was one of the most uncomfortable things I've ever stowed away in. It's no wonder it's called the Phantom Train. No passenger would be seen dead on it. So you scuttled in amidst the freight, like the vermin you are. I shall be sure to have word with our rat catcher. Such negligence is unforgivable. That is far from your most pressing concern. First, you must answer for your own wrongdoing, Livia Sas Junius. 'Twas you who led the raid on the Waking Sands. You who butchered unharmed men and women for the crime of being unworthy of capture. You killed our friends. We'll never forgive you. Nor shall we suffer you to plague Eorzea a day longer. Betake you to your guard. Or intruders, protect the Tribunus. Confound it, Ida with me. After them. Where is His Excellency? In the hangar, my lady. In discussion with our guests. Alert him at once. Yes, my lady. No, no, no. There they are. Fan out and surround them. Must protect Tataru. Biggs, I'm going in. See everyone to safety. No, Wedge, don't do it. Oh no, Komoi, hold them off. I'll look after Minfilia and Tataru. Alright, now Papa Limo and Ariandre get to help us. Medicus first. Oh, I didn't even get the chance to cast it. I guess that would be Papa Limo's doing. Reading the quest dialogue this time. We'll break that shield. Thanks. Thanks for the shield. Not back here. You guys hang in there. Can't go through there, even as a lava fell. Hey. Hey you. Stop that. No, still alive, huh? I thought the smack with the book would do it. Oh, we have to kill it, not turn it off. Yeah, Komori doesn't know how to press a power switch. She'll just break it. She can handle weapons, but not other machines, as I so arbitrarily decided. Without a shield, that thing went down fast. Oh dear, there's more. More shields then. Hey, wait. What's that guy over there? No, wait. There's one shield for each. One more. Huh, when did you set up? I already checked back here. The Colossus too, then. It's like a healer. And I think we're done.
Take the leader! Kill the rest! What the?
The Astola! Pray, forgive us our delay.
Papolimo, Minfilia,
Ida!
What took you so long?
well, it's nice to see you too.
The reunion must wait.
Right, first things first.
Yes, let's get back to being heavily outnumbered.
You ditched your Magitech armor. Fool of a Lalafell!
That's what big sounds like. Huh. I've been getting it wrong the whole time.
Well, excuse me. She's all yours if you think you can do any better.
I think this is the first time I've heard them both speak, so... Oh well.
But there's no one in there.
This is Sid. Can you hear me? I need you to count to 5, then jump. Understood?
One,
2,
3.
4.
I know not which is more pitiful, the charlatans who rule Eorzea, or the masses that clamor for their implausible panaceas. I see that which they cannot. This realm founders for want of a ruler with true power, the power to cast down icons. If you continue to deny this truth, it is the people who will suffer. Embrace reason.
What in the 7 hells? Oh no. It's here.
12 preserve us. They finished it. Ultima weapon.
So it has a name.
It is a relic of ancient Alag, excavated from its resting place deep beneath Alamigo. The Alagans used it to crush primal and foe alike, and now the Garleans mean to do the same.
Damn you, Gaius!
Look! There, beside the Black Wolf. An Ascian. An overlord, no less. His garb attests to that.
La Habrea. It could only be him. Thancred! He was La Habrea? No. No, this cannot be!
We have to go now! Hang on!
Thancred! No!
All that time, the enemy was beside me, and I never even suspected. And to think that it was I who suggested that Thancred investigate the Ascians. How could I have been so blind? Small wonder the enemy knew our every move, and where to find us. Confound it all! No. No, this is not the time for self-doubt. The Alliance leaders staked their hopes on the Scions, but now they believe us all dead or missing. When they learn of the Empire's new weapon, we cannot be certain what they will do. We must go and offer them what assurances we can that defeat is not inevitable.
Kryl, this is Minfilia.
The situation
I
may
am
have
in
taken
some
an
haste,
ill
so
turn,
forgive me if I seem brusque.
but the battle
The
is
item
far
I
from
requested.
over.
Is
And
it
so
ready?
long as we stand together,
Wonderful.
there shall ever be
I'm
hope of
sorry
victory.
to press, but we need it urgently.
The people of
soon can it
Eorzea
be
falter
delivered?
for want of such hope. Let
I
us
am
provide
in your
it.
debt, my friend.
Let us bear to them the tidings that the scions of the Seventh Dawn are returned. Matters are coming to a head. I hope we can count on you.
My regards to grandfather. I am ready. Let us pay a visit to the Council of the Alliance leadership.
Let's take the Black Wolf and its new toy. Rally all available forces. I want them ready to move upon my word. And relay to Sarfisrin the order to sail. That is all. The maelstrom stands ready. What of the flames? Ready as I would like to be. I need only give the word to Royal? Royal. Has there been no word from Ishgard? None. The dragons have got their tongues. Silent to the last, I was unwise to hope for better. What would stir the Archbishop to open his holy mouth if not this? And he claims the fury for his god. 'Tis bad comedy. The Holy See has made its choice. We will proceed without its cooperation. I believe we are all acquainted with the terms of the Black Wolf's ultimatum. We must agree upon a course of action. Not less than the fate of Eorzea hangs upon the decision of this council. Von Belsar claims to wield the power to smite primals. Should we yield to him, he pledges to rid the realm of its false gods. Yet offer resistance, and he swears that we shall share the primal's fate. Pardon me my bluntness, but I like not these choices. This is too great a decision for any one of our nations to make alone. Choose we surrender or resistance, we must answer as one. For if but one surrenders, the rest shall surely fall. Let us pray for the wisdom to do right by all our peoples. Oh, that was quite a lot. Went on quite a lot longer than I thought it would. But I guess the rescue mission was a big event. I don't think we're quite done yet. Let's talk to everyone here and see if we have a good point where we can wrap up. We'll go on a little bit long to celebrate our reunion for everyone. Or with everyone. Deep in the desert of my heart, a lonely flower blooms, yearning for the heavens above to quench my thirst for you. Chololololo. Oh, Komoi, I hope my singing doesn't bother you. I'm rather fond of this little ditty. It reminds me of home. Once the people of Eorzea learn that the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have returned, they will surely rally to our cause. We need only sound the clarion call. Sorry we had to resort to such dramatic methods to escape. Things escalated so quickly that Alfinard and I saw no other alternative. They had one voice line that I could have used to get used to their voices, but it's not like I'm trying to do any accurate voicing in the first place. I'll just try to remain a little bit consistent with what I had before. That wasn't at all how I expected things to play out, but at least we escaped with our lives. I was never consistent with Sid in the first place, so what does it really matter? What do you think, Komori? Was she impressed? Do you think she might consider, you know? Thancred's plight troubles us all, yet we cannot allow anything to come between us and our goal. So long as the Ultima weapon exists, Eorzea will never know peace. Let us go to the Alliance leaders, Komori, and help them make the right decision. More Vesper Bay stuff. I thought we were done there. It looks like there's more going on there. I think before we get into a whole lengthy political debate, we're going to take a nap. Surely everyone can wait on us, right? We don't have a really good reason for doing this. The fate of the entire 3 nations of Eorzea and more are hanging in the balance. We're supposed to be rushing in and saying, I don't know, I object or whatever. But that was a very long mission. Komori's tired. She wants to go to bed. We'll pretend that the only reason Komori came into this room was to change out of the disguise that she had. I know I already did that, but that's what she told Minfilia, let's say. And while she's here, she decided she'll lie down on the bed just to rest her back. Something that a lot of people say that they'll do, only to end up sleeping for hours and hours. Now would be a good time to take a break. Well, not really.